Hey everyone, welcome to my channel today. Firstly, I just want to say the desk is a little bit different. I'm trying something new. I wasn't loving the reflection from the glass, so I'm back to my bare tabletop. And since I've got my little Tim Holtz mat here that doesn't move, I thought I'd give that a go and see how and if I can make this work. So this video is for Colour Blast Kit Club for the August 2018 kits using the amazing Cocoa Vanilla Studio Boys Rule Collection with all of the Michelle Grant awesomeness of her designs. I started this layout a little bit differently. Firstly, I knew which photo I wanted to scrap, which is this one of my boy. This is my big guy from last year, Kick. It was the first year that he'd done it. And I really want to use the colour version. Now, if you've seen the kit, you know that we've got it's awesome, I love it, the lime colour artist ink and the leather colour paste. So I've kind of had a few ideas and kind of got a bit stuck and kind of worked around it, and what I've done is I went through the ephemera pack and I've pulled out all of the black and white and this really dark blue, all of those pieces from the die cut pack. I've pulled out this sheet of paper to use as my background, and I have got, I think I might use this stencil, Say Yes to New Adventures. You would have seen at the beginning of July that I recently used this on my Scrap the Boys layout for July, and it was another football layout, but that was when he was junior mascot, and this, as I said, it's his first year doing Auskick, so I'm contemplating using that as the title, and other than that I have no idea what I'm doing, so I will pop you on fast forward and I hope you enjoy. And I am back. So first up, I'm going to trim down this photo. And yes, if anyone is wondering, this is the original photo that I got in a photo pack that we ordered last year. I'm quite happy to use it because, let's face it, what else am I going to do with it? I did get multiple copies of it, so it's all good. In an album with a bit of a story is far more important to me than keeping the original just in case. I will scan one of the other copies so that I have a digital copy in colour. But other than that, yeah, I'm quite happy to use the original. As you can see, I have decided to use that as my title. I wanted to make sure that it was straight. So I've used my T-square ruler and I've just lined up the word adventures so that's straight, and I'm just taping it down with some washi tape. I have put it to the left-hand side of my page, and because Jacob is looking to the left, I didn't want him looking off the page. And I've just grabbed a sponge. Now, Santa very kindly bought me some cheap makeup sponges and stuff last year, and I've recently reorganized a little bit and refound them. I'm like, oh yeah, I can use these. So I'm just using that to add my title using the black heavy gesso. So I found that sponging it on, it came up a very dark grey, but grey nonetheless. So I did end up doing a couple of coats, and that is my title work all done. How easy is that? I've added some water now to the leftover gesso that I've got there, and I've got a little tiny paintbrush, and I'm just adding lots of splatters. I end up adding more than I had originally planned. I don't really know how that happened, but it did, and I'm happy with it. And the splatters that I had started with were tiny little ones, so I've just watered down my gesso a tiny bit more, and I've just like tapped it and shaken it a little bit more vigorously to get the splatters how I wanted them. I decided that I was going to use these stamps, which are amazing. I love them. And I pulled out my Tim Holtz stamp platform. This thing is the best ever. Now, I will preface this with, I think I was being really special. and for some reason I couldn't get a clear impression with the stamp. I'm pretty sure that it was me and not the stamp or the stand tool. In the end, I ended up like putting all of my weight onto the stamp when I turned the paper, and it works perfectly fine. So I don't know. Maybe I have my special pants on to start with. But I get there in the end, and you can see here, I do leave it in just so you can see how I fix it. You can see there's still ink on that stamp that hasn't stamped. I'm going to re-ink it. I think I'm going to stamp it one more time, and then I just go, oh my goodness. And you can see where the ink still is on the stamp, and all I do is I line it up and then I mush it down. I didn't mush it really hard, I kind of tapped it more than anything. And here I am just finishing. There you go. You can see I'm just applying a lot of pressure, and it worked. So I've got my stamping in the top left hand corner and the bottom right hand corner, and I've just used my VersaFine black ink for that. I don't think I end up stamping this one on there. No, I don't. I do pull out the big star, and I'm just going to stamp that with an acrylic block. I've got my photo there so I have a good idea of placement. And I make sure to run some of this stamping off the edge of the page. I don't know why, I just think it gives the page a more finished look. I really was in a special place when I was doing this. I couldn't get anything to work for me, but worked out fine in the end. Just re-inking that stamp in between each stamp. I wanted the boldness of the black stamping. Pop that aside to dry. If you haven't used the VersaFine before, it does take a little while to dry. I'm going to use these two. So one is the green cardstock. It's called Fern from the kit. And the other paper is, it's in front of me, is called Happy Go Lucky. And I've just cut a piece just bigger than what the die is. And I'm going to run that through my Big Shot eventually. What am I doing? I must have knocked the camera. I'm sorry I'm on a funny angle. And I don't make you watch all of this, but I do run that through, and I think that I just placed my little star. No, I cut the... So I also cut some extra stars on the green cardstock as well. Oh no, look, I did. I cut stars. I don't end up using those stars though. Yeah, I'm going to cut some more stars. These white ones I don't end up using. All of my die cuts are off to the side. I've also cut my green. Decided I wanted a bit of a border around the photo, and I wanted to bring a tiny bit more of that colour in. So I'm just using this paper, which is called Messed Up. I'm not sure what happened to my video, but I did do some splatters on that diagonal as well with the lime Colour Artist ink. And I think I just used my paintbrush for that one, because they're not very big splatters. Adding some dimension behind my photo, because I'm not going to add anything else to my layers here. I did try a couple of different things, but just wasn't feeling it. ATG ran out. Stupid double-sided tape. I hate this stuff. Oh look, there we go. And then I add some more of the lime green. Some big splats just using the eyedropper. There you go. And then a few more. Maybe I hadn't added them before. I'm not sure. And then a paintbrush to add some smaller ones as well. I do leave that to dry naturally. Now, who can spot what dumb thing I do here? So I had laid out where I want all of my bits and pieces while the camera was off. And watch this. Did anyone notice where I just put the glue? I realised as I went to stick it, I put the glue on the bit that was hanging off the top of the page. I don't know what was going on with me with my scrapbooking this week, but I was all over the place. Anyway, I applied glue to the right place and I've stuck it down. I'm just trying to get as much of that excess glue off as I can. And funnily enough, I actually end up using that piece on a card. So yeah, I'm going to pop up a few bits and pieces with some foam. Tried to use my ATG and forgot. So double-sided tape it is. I hope I don't come back and find things at the bottom of my page protectors. I hope I don't make you watch too much of this. It's not the most exciting viewing. So I'm just placing all my bits and pieces where I think I want them. It's pretty self-explanatory, really. So have you got the August kits from Colour Blast? Do you love them? What do you plan on creating with them? I've seen some of the things in the design team group on Facebook that some of the other girls have made, and they are amazing. Amazing. I was tempted to scrap lift a couple of their ideas and then kind of went, well, that doesn't really help our subscribers. But yes, there are some awesome things in there. I think one of Joanne's, she's layered a bunch of this particular die cut behind, like a bunch of layers, and it looks awesome. I love it. So if you're watching, Joanne, I may very well scrap lift you. I hope that's okay. Yes, but some of the work is just stunning. Absolutely gorgeous. Actually, not some, all. I will say all of it. I said it before, it helps that we have some pretty awesome products to play with. Oh, I forgot to mention, so I have in the kit this month, there was a cut apart sheet that you would have seen in my unboxing if you've watched it. I cut out the 3 of the circles with the stars in them, and I'm going to use those on this page. I did cut out a frame as well. I thought perhaps I might be able to make it work, but I couldn't. I wasn't loving it. Just sticking everything down. Oh, I was trying to work out what I was doing there. I've got those die cuts in the corner, adding some foam so that they all sit flat, and in with the double-sided tape. I hate this stuff. You'll be pleased to know that my ATG has been refilled. Just want to make sure that that is straight. Now this little camera came out of the ephemera pack, but I didn't like how much of a white border there was on it, so I'm just trimming that down. It's going to go in a cluster down the bottom here. Adding tape to the star. Adding foam to the camera. This little camera is so cute. I love him. And then I'm pretty sure this is my last step. The extra green stars that I cut, I am just going to place around the page. Oh, and I've got some of the wooden stars as well from the kit. They're so cute. I love them. So just sticking some stars down, and I'm just kind of ruffling up the edges a little bit just so they have a little bit of extra dimension. And I really love that those little bursts of green on that diagonal. And because I had the green running off the top of the page, I wanted to make sure I ran it off the bottom of the page as well. So I've got a star hanging over the bottom there. Just using my quick dry to stick down all my stars. I'm going to trim off my excess. And you can see there I lost my star. Stick that guy back on. I'm going to make sure that that dries before I flip it over and trim off the bottom. Just adding in my journaling. Don't have a great deal to say. I think I just summed up how it was his first year playing Auskick and that he enjoyed it, I'm pretty sure. And that's my page finished. So I will make sure I leave links to everything in the description box below. If you have any questions, please make sure you leave them below and I will get back to you as soon as I can. I hope you've enjoyed this, and I shall see you again very soon with my next video. Have a fantastic scrappy day. Bye!